Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They're led onto the field by a man who needs no introduction, Ben Roethlisberger.
An absolute prototype for what you draw up as a big, strong quarterback that has to stay in the pocket and make big throws with people all around him and even hanging on him, and still has that type of strength to get the ball downfield. Ben Roethlisberger, an absolute rock in the pocket, but he also can escape and make big plays that way as well.
Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. T.J. Yeldon, 65 yards. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Now for the point after. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Man, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And an alley to run. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach, because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. So it'll be first down here after the run. They come out here in the eye, and they'll go on the ground. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Deep drop. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. That one goes for 24 yards. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And a loose football. But I think a Bengal player was able to get in there. He was. And they'll keep possession of the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Defense sinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw here. On the screen, Bernard. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Losing 4 yards that time. And now it's 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
On is Mike Nugent for the Bengal field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. 1 quarter down. 7-0 is our score. More from the Steel City coming up after this. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with the football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And the first play will be a field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Heinz Field has always been a tough place for field goal kickers. It's just a very heavy side. Plus, you've got an open end of the field with wind coming off the Allegheny. And sure enough, he kind of chunks this one, and it's no good.
Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
They begin with a run by Yeldon. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Carlos Dunlap, the defensive end, the one to bring him down.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Roethlisberger now to throw on 3rd down. He goes underneath for Yeldon. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And they'll run it here. And he loses the football a 2nd time. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
The fumble, but they're able to maintain possession. Now it's 2nd down. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Caught, Eifert over the middle. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And taken right at the 35. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
1st and 10. It's Roethlisberger. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When he decided to run a hitch route, it really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Second down now after the pass completion. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
And, Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so. They need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket, and he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So 3rd and 20, defense in the nickel.
Surprised they didn't go with 6 DBs, the dime look.
He drops it off for Bernard. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us want to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
Back out Nugent now after the field goal as he'll send it away. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. 2nd and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the offensive unit called the TO. And now we are ready to resume play. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And his kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive. Go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Steelers right now have a time of possession advantage, but it has not led them to taking control of this game. The Bengals look like they'll be in this game for 4 quarters. All right, let's roll the highlights. 1st and 10, handoff and run goes up the middle, and he'll go in for the score. That takes the lead up to 7. Steelers with the ball, waiting seconds of the half. Roethlisberger's going to find his mark, and it's going to end up going for a gain of 27. Steelers would stall out, though, and settle for a field goal. So that'll do it for us here in Orlando. For the call of the second half, let's hand it back over to Brandon and Charles. Brandon.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Second half begins with a run by Yeldon. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle here to Brown. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And James has it. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
They go back to the ground now with Yeldon. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding the clock.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
8 yards to go here on second down. They come out here in the eye. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Back to throw here. He's got time. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. They'll come out in the pistol. They go play action here on first down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
On the run, it's Yeldon. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
I don't know that it was exactly drawn up this way, but sometimes blitzes aren't just for passes. Sometimes you have run blitzes, and the safety came through clean and took him down on the draw play. Excellent job by the defender diagnosing and making the play.
And this offensive unit, they have to face a third down and 12 now. From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. And underneath here to McCluster. And he's eventually brought down, but not before he reaches the 39, just shy of the 40. We Playing 3 quarters. We'll return in Pittsburgh. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. And now a first down following that long gain. Yeldon, the lone running back. And they'll give it to him here. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that, plus 3.
Now it's Yeldon. And this time not as successful, as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll try to run for it with Yeldon. They find some open field here. And brought down, but the juke, the very nice juke, gives him the first down yardage there.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. He goes underneath for Yeldon, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and it's a 2nd down. But he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Here's McCluster. Calling no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. On that play, use the speed to get there in the run game.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Yeldon. Down to the... And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the fourth quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
Here's the Steelers' kick team as they'll boot this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Finding time. Looking sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. And it's second down. And on 2nd and 10 now. They'll set up a throw. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Holding offense.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Caught, Eifert over the middle. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. So the grab there by the defense, the holding penalty call. Fresh set of downs here.
Watch left, watch left, watch left.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Connects with Sanu right side. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. And they're going to speed things up here. Back to throw again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going. Obviously a tough spot here. They need a lot of luck to win this game, but still a small chance.
They've got to make sure they get the ball to the sidelines, get out of bounds, preserve clock.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Surveying the field. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Give him 30 yards there. And now they're in the hurry-up. And he spikes it here with 35 seconds left. Ten yards still left on second down.
We got three, fellas. We got three.
Green 39. Green 39. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
I know I'm not giving enough credit to the defenders because that pass was incomplete. But come on, it was A.J. Green. I always expect him to come up with the ball.
Yeah, on those deep routes especially, even on incompletions, it's fun to watch him run those routes.
It certainly is. But he eats up ground, and he usually goes up and gets it.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. It looked like he might have had a window there, but the rhythm was just a little bit off.
It certainly was, because everything that has to come together to get a pass completed. Yeah, you're right. The sync just wasn't there.
Let's go! 3-19! Gotta try it here. He's back to throw. And no! It's incomplete! They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Steelers are close to finishing off this football game. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Roethlisberger dropping to a knee, and that ought to do it. And this looks to probably be the final play. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.